Hi guys, this is Mrs. Abruzzo here, and I'm trying to give you an overview of just your week one for Algebra 2 and trying to get everybody started on a good foot. So what I'm looking at here is our Google Classroom, and if you didn't get that information already, the classroom code for us this quarter is EQVNWDV. And that probably was emailed to you. And actually, I think I probably added each of you through an invite link. So if you go to your Harlem Gmail, you'll see an invite link that you can just accept right there. So once you're in our Google Classroom, I will get out of this view because that's teacher view. And I will show you what it looks like from the student side. Looks pretty similar. This is, I entered my son Logan into our classroom. And first thing I want to point out to you is you have a Meets link at the top of our banner here. This, if I click on it now, it's going to tell me that your teacher's not in the room yet because I haven't started the link up, or Mrs. Meyer hasn't started the link either. So that's okay. What's going to happen is every single day we have a scheduled time where we do have the meets opening up, and we want to see you logging in and getting into that meets at that time. So we'll make that more clear during any email or information. And actually, you'll see a lot of announcements in the stream regarding that. If anything changes, we'll let you know. So as far as getting started for week one, when you go to your Classworks page, you really only have to get one thing out of the Classworks page, and then you never have to come back to it by yourself. You just have to get what's called the week one tracker. So if we click on that assignment, and you can either click the attachment or you can view assignment. I will point out to you, if you view assignment, this is the page that you want to be on when it's time to turn it in. That's the button you're looking for. But we do need to go look at the document itself. Each of you has your own copy of this presentation, and it is a hyperdoc. Sometimes we call it hyper slides because they're slides. So you can go into present mode. There's some limitations in present mode, like you won't be able to type in to the boxes later on, so you want to get out of present mode at that moment, but since it makes it nice and full screen, I'll do present mode. If I move through the slides with you, what you're going to notice is on this first slide, there's a little, how do you use the tracker? So we're not necessarily going to see this every single week, but just to get you going. I'm here to explain it to you. So in our first week, you're going to see a calendar view right away. And then on some of the slides, you're going to see this very large help button with an audio file. I'm not going to play this now because I'm already explaining it to you, but if you click the help button and you play the audio file, it's a short recording of me explaining what you're supposed to do on this slide. So there's a quick calendar overview of what you have to do for us every day. You are always welcome to work ahead, but please do not get behind. And then the other thing I want to point out to you on this slide is everything in blue for all the slides are hyperlinks. So if it was Wednesday and you're like, oh, I need to get to Wednesday, you could just click on the hyperlink and it'll pop you to the right slide. So for us, I'm just going to scroll ahead. This is a tracker. It's a little checklist, if you want to think of it that way, for Tuesday. You're supposed to get these two things done. We're going to give you a time estimate for how long we think it'll take you to get them done. And then when you're done, we just suggest that you go, oops, I forgot, we're in present mode, that you go and put an X here. So let me get out of present mode. It would just be simple as doing that. And that's going to help you identify where you left off the day before. So if I wanted to go to this task number 2, for instance, everything in blue is a hyperlink. So I'm going to click and it's going to take me to the correct slide. And then it tells me what to do. So read the words. There's another hyperlink that takes you where you need to go. You don't need the class code because you're already there. And you'll also notice, in addition to the help button on this slide, you have a return to checklist. So I'll go back to the checklist. All right, I'm not going to use the hyperlinks going through this with you guys. I'm just going to simply scroll from slide to slide. So there's your Tuesday's activities with links if you need to get there. Otherwise, you can just move forward. Task 1, 15 minutes, tells you what to do, and this is what you need to actually fix. So you'll be editing all of these boxes for us. You're going to tell us about yourself. Please do know that I think we'll be sharing this information and possibly this slide with your classmates, so don't put anything that you're not comfortable sharing. Okay, task 2, we were just kind of looking at that. We're going to have you watch one of my videos. We're going to have you practice the skills. And this hyperlink here, I just said I wasn't going to click it, but I will click this one. It takes you straight to our Google Classroom, exactly where you need to be. So this is the notes, your video. These are the teacher notes if you need to take a peek at those. Here's the worksheet that we want you to practice, and we even gave you the answer key so you know if you're doing it right. All right, back to my slides here. If I move through, now we're on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to have you continuing we're going to finish up task 2. So we got a couple of things to look at. We'll see those in a minute. And then you're going to take a quiz on that topic. So one thing to point out to you guys is we are on what's known as block scheduling. We're going to move very, very fast through the content because we get to move twice as fast because we have twice the time. So you're going to notice we're going to learn a topic, we're going to practice it right away, and then we're going to quiz it pretty quickly after that. So that's why we don't want you to get behind. And then another task that you will do for us on Wednesday is you're going to start the next lesson. So here's the time estimate of what we think it's going to take you, but of course you can work ahead. And if I move through my slides, this is one of those tasks that it was referring to. So you're going to be inserting a picture of your homework here and then giving us a little bit of reflective feedback. Again, there's a little helper button if you get stuck, and you can return to checklist. This is called an error analysis question. There is a mistake on that math that's printed for you. You are going to figure out what the mistake was and then describe it to me, and you're going to type your answer right here in the text box. Now, nothing gets turned in until you're all done with the slides. So you don't have to do anything other than edit what we want you to edit. All right, moving on. Task 3, we were going to take the quiz. Again, if you click here, it'll take you to the classroom to the right link. And one thing I will say, this quiz is here, and there's a bunch of notes to you, and hopefully in our Google Meets we talked about this as well, but if you click here and you go to the classroom, it'll even warn you here. It says, before you attempt any quizzes, you need to join my class by clicking on the invite in the stream. So if you go back to our stream, there's an invite to the quizzes class. You probably, if you were on our meets with us on day 1, I had all of you guys do this, but if not, do this first before you try the quiz. Otherwise, it won't record your score. All right, back to our slides. And I know this is a lot of information, guys. Email, message, you can message right on Google Classroom, and we will get back to you right away, unless it's the middle of the night, and then we'll get back to you early in the morning, okay? I promise we will get back to you. So moving on in our tasks list, it asks you to just complete things and then fill them out as you need to fill out. And now we're already on Thursday. So you might notice the back end of the week feels a little lighter. I kind of done that by design, just in case someone started to get a little behind and was overwhelmed. But hopefully we don't have that issue. So Thursday, we're going to have you go to a website called Delta Math, and there's instructions coming up on the next slide. So you'll go to Delta Math, and actually we'll probably set this up together during our Google Meets on Tuesday, but you can do this ahead of time. You use your Harlem email, you make whatever password you want to make, and then you just want to make sure you join my class. So you're going to use this teacher code right here, 548507, and then you guys are in Algebra 2 Quarter 1, and that should be the only class I think you actually get to join. So join it. And then you're going to have a couple of assignments listed for you. The one you're completing on this particular day is called Review of Equation Solving. This program is awesome. We'll talk more about it during our Google Meets, but it has lots of support for you. It's practice. It gives you help even on the program itself. And of course, you can message us if you have any issues. Here's a Google Forms quiz that you'll be taking for us on that day. Again, it's redirected with the link. And then on Friday, this doesn't look very short, does it? I think I kind of lied to you, but this will go kind of fast. And what I want you to note here, I mentioned this 10th task. It's optional. This is actually the first thing we're going to do next week. So you do not have to do it at all. You can just look ahead and watch the lesson just to get a jump start, or you can do everything. I don't care. It's up to you. It's how bored you are at home, I guess. But for sure, everyone will be completing another Delta Math assignment. You're going to fill out an activity for us on task 8, and then you're going to take a final quiz on graphing lines. So if I move through my slides, you'll see exactly those 3 things. So go to Delta Math, complete that assignment, complete this task for me, and then take your quiz. And then if you continue on in the slides here, optional task of moving ahead. It's already up and waiting for you. You do not have to move ahead. But this you do have to do. Get to the end of the slides here. Make sure that everything is done. So go back through your checklist and make sure everything got completed. And then if you back out here into your classroom, when you were on this page, once it's all done, you hit turn in and it goes to me. Now, if you accidentally turned it in and you're like, oh snap, that was not done, it's okay. You can unsubmit it, I believe it's called, And obviously, if you turn something in that's not done, I will write back to you right away and say, hey, why don't you try that again? So we are going to have a lot of fun in Algebra 2. Um, I know this is a crazy, crazy school setup. Like, no one expected our school here to look like this a year ago. We are going to get through this together. Mrs. Meyer and I are very excited to be working with you, and we appreciate any feedback you want to give us. You know, are we giving too much work, too little work? Are our time estimates really far off? You let us know. We look forward to meeting all of you in the Google Meets every day. So the Google Meets will be the first 15 minutes of class, whether you're in person or not. And we're going to have a little class community, whether we're together or not, because we are going to be prepared in case the worst happens and we all have to stay home. All right, guys, good luck and email, message us through Classroom, do what you need to do, but we will get to you and we will help you any way we can. Good luck.